The world has gone quiet. Shadows stretch across the walls. Let your thoughts grow soft. A story waits in the stillness. If it brings you peace, like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a night. Now let the story find you. You stand at the edge of a narrow path, the air cool and heavy with the scent of cedar. The moon hangs low, casting a silver glow over the Red Torii Gate ahead. It looms ancient and silent, marking the boundary between the world you know and something older, something that hums faintly in your bones. Your footsteps crunch on the gravel as you approach, drawn forward by a pull you can't name. The village behind you is asleep, its lanterns dim, but the gate seems to pulse with a life of its own, whispering secrets in a language you almost understand. A breeze stirs, carrying the faint sound of a shamisen string plucked somewhere in the distance. You pause, your heart quickening. The sound isn't threatening, but it feels like a call, like someone or something knows you're here. You glance back, but the path behind you is empty, the village swallowed by shadow. There's no turning back now. The gate is too close, its red lacquer gleaming like a promise. You step through and the air shifts heavier, as if the world has tilted slightly. On the other side, a stone lantern flickers to life, its flame weak but steady. The path continues, winding into a forest where the trees lean close, their branches weaving a canopy that blocks most of the moonlight. You feel eyes on you, not malicious, but curious, like the forest itself is watching. Your sandals sink slightly into the soft earth as you walk, the shamisen notes growing clearer, guiding you deeper. You're not afraid, not yet, but there's a tightness in your chest, a sense that you've crossed into a place where rules are different. Ahead, a figure appears, half hidden by the shadows of the trees. It's a woman, her kimono pale as moonlight, her hair long and dark, spilling over her shoulders. She doesn't move, but her presence feels like a weight, pressing gently against your thoughts. You stop, unsure whether to speak or wait. Her face is obscured, but you sense she's watching you, her gaze soft yet piercing. "You're here," she says, her voice like the rustle of leaves. "I've been waiting." Your breath catches. You don't know her, but her words feel personal, as if she's seen something in you that you've kept hidden. "Who are you?" You ask, your voice quieter than you intended. She tilts her head, and for a moment, you catch a glimpse of her eyes, deep and endless, like pools reflecting a starless sky. "My name is Hannah," she says, "and you're not here by chance." You want to ask what she means, but the shamisen plays again, a single note that vibrates through the air. Hannah turns, her kimono swaying as she steps deeper into the forest. "Follow me," she says, not looking back. You hesitate, your feet rooted to the ground. The logical part of your mind screams to turn back, to find the gate and the village. Beyond it, but something in her voice and the way the forest seems to lean toward her pulls you forward. You take a step, then another, following her into the shadows. The path narrows, the trees growing denser, their branches brushing against your sleeves. You notice small details. A fox-shaped charm hanging from a low branch, its paint faded. Stone marker half buried in moss, etched with characters you can't read. The air grows cooler, and the shamisen's melody weaves through the silence, sometimes close, sometimes faint. Hannah moves gracefully, her footsteps silent, as if she's part of the forest itself. You wonder who she is, why she was waiting for you. Her words echo in your mind. You're not here by chance. You reach a clearing where the moonlight spills freely, illuminating a small shrine. It's old, its wooden roof weathered, but there's a warmth to it, like a memory you can't quite grasp. Hannah stops beside it, her fingers brushing the edge of a stone basin filled with water. "This is where it begins," she says, her voice soft but heavy with meaning. You look at the shrine, its simple structure hiding something you can't yet see. What begins? You ask, your voice barely above a whisper. Hannah smiles, but it's a sad smile, one that carries the weight of years. "A story," she says, "yours, mine, ours." She steps closer, and you notice her kimono is embroidered with faint patterns of cherry blossoms, their petals seeming to shimmer in the moonlight. "You've felt it, haven't you?" she continues. "The pull, the dreams that don't fade when you wake." You swallow hard. "You have dreamed of this place, haven't you? Flashes of red gates, whispering trees, a melody you couldn't place. You thought they were just dreams, but now, standing here, they feel like memories. Why me?" You ask, your voice trembling slightly. Hannah's eyes soften, but she doesn't answer directly. "The shrine knows," she says, gesturing to the wooden structure. "It always knows." She steps back, her form blending with the shadows at the edge of the clearing. "Rest here tonight," she says. "Tomorrow you'll understand more." You want to protest, to demand answers, but the air grows heavy, your eyelids drooping despite yourself. The Shemaisen's melody slows, wrapping around you like a lullaby. You sink to the ground near the shrine, the moss soft beneath you. Hannah's voice lingers as the world fades. "Sleep," she whispers. "The forest will keep you safe." Your eyes close, and the last thing you see is the flicker of the stone lantern, its light steady as a heartbeat. You wake to the soft chirping of crickets, the air cool and scented with pine. The moss beneath you is damp, cradling your body like a gentle hand. You blink, the memory of the Red Torii Gate and Hannah's voice settling over you like mist. The shrine stands before you, its wooden frame bathed in the pale light of dawn. The stone lantern is dark now, its flame gone, but the clearing feels alive, as if the trees are holding their breath, waiting for you to move. You stand, brushing dirt from your clothes, and notice something new. A small paper crane resting on the shrine's stone basin. Its edges are crisp, folded with care, and it glows faintly, as if kissed by moonlight that no longer lingers. You reach for it, your fingers hesitating. The crane feels warm, almost alive, and as you hold it, a faint hum vibrates through your palm, like a whispered secret. You tuck it into your pocket, unsure why, but certain it matters. The Shemaisen's melody returns, soft and distant, pulling you toward the path beyond the clearing. You glance around for Hannah, but she's gone, her absence leaving a quiet ache in your chest. The forest feels different now, less curious and more expectant, as if it knows something you don't. You step onto the path, the gravel crunching underfoot, and follow the sound of the shamisen. It leads you deeper, where the trees grow taller, their branches knitting a ceiling that filters the sunlight into dappled patterns dot as you walk. You feel her before you see her. Hannah appears ahead, her pale kimono catching the light like a beacon. She's standing by a stream, its water clear and bubbling over smooth stones. "You kept it," she says, her eyes flicking to your pocket where the paper crane rests. Her voice is gentle, but there's a sharpness beneath it, like a blade, wrapped in silk. You nod, unsure what to say, your fingers brushing the crane through the fabric. "You slept by the shrine," Hana continues, stepping closer to the stream. "Did you dream?" You pause, searching your memory. Fragments come to you, a red gate, a melody, and a face, not Hana's but someone else's, blurred and fleeting. A man perhaps with eyes that held too much sorrow. You shake your head, uncertain. "I don't know," you admit, your voice soft in the morning air. Hana's smile is faint, almost wistful. "You will," she says. She kneels by the stream, her fingers trailing through the water, sending ripples across its surface. "This place remembers," she murmurs almost to herself. "It holds on to stories even when we forget them." You want to ask what she means, but the words catch in your throat. There's something about her, something fragile yet unyielding, that makes you hesitate. She rises, her kimono swaying, and points to a narrow bridge arching over the stream. "Cross it," she says, her tone firm but not unkind. "There's someone you need to meet." Your heart quickens, a mix of curiosity and unease. "Who?" you ask, but Hana only shakes her head, her dark hair spilling like ink over her shoulders. "You'll know when you see him," she says and turns away, her form blending with the trees. You approach the bridge, its wooden planks worn but sturdy. Each step creaks, the sound echoing in the quiet. The stream below glitters, and for a moment you swear you see faces in the water, fleeting and indistinct, like reflections of people who aren't there. You grip the railing, steadying yourself, and cross to the other side. The air shifts, warmer now, carrying the faint scent of incense. A man stands at the edge of the path, his back to you. He's tall, his houri jacket dark and tattered at the hem, as if he's been walking for years. His hair is tied loosely, strands catching the sunlight. You stop, unsure whether to speak. The shamisen melody fades, leaving only the sound of the stream and your own breathing. He turns, and you see his face, sharp features, eyes deep and heavy with something unspoken. "You're late," he says, his voice low, almost teasing, but with an edge of longing. You frown, confused. "Late for what?" you ask. He steps closer, and you notice a scar across his cheek, faint but jagged, like a story etched into his skin. "For this," he says, gesturing to the forest around you. "For her." You know he means Hana, and your chest tightens. "Who are you?" you ask, your voice steadier than you feel. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. "Kato," he says simply, as if the name should mean something to you. It doesn't, but it feels like it should, like a word you've forgotten how to say. He turns, motioning for you to follow. "Come," he says. "There's a place you need to see." You hesitate, glancing back at the bridge, but the path behind you is shrouded in mist. The way back unclear. Kaito walks ahead, his steps sure as if he knows the forest by heart. You follow the paper crane warm in your pocket, its faint hum, matching the rhythm of your steps. The path slopes upward, the trees thinning to reveal glimpses of a valley below. You catch the scent of cherry blossoms, though none are in bloom. Kaito doesn't speak, but his presence is heavy, like a storm waiting to break. You reach a cliff's edge where a single cherry tree stands, its branches bare but graceful. Cato stops, his gaze fixed on the valley below, where mist swirls. Like a living thing. "This is where it happened," he says, his voice barely above a whisper. "Where what happened?" You ask, your heart pounding. He turns to you, his eyes searching yours, and for a moment you feel it again. The dream, the gape, the pull of something you can't name. "Her promise," he says, and the weight of his words settles over you like dusk. You want to ask more, but the air grows heavy, your eyelids fluttering. The paper crane hums softly, and the world blurs at the edges. Cato's voice follows you as you sink to the ground, the cherry tree's shadow cool against your skin. "Rest," he says. "You'll need it for what comes next." Your eyes close, the forest's whispers fading into silence. You wake to the scent of cherry blossoms, faint but sweet, lingering in the air like a half-forgotten dream. The ground beneath you is soft, the cliff's edge where you fell asleep, now bathed in a golden haze of morning light. The cherry tree looms above, its bare branches swaying gently, as if whispering to the wind. You sit up, your hand brushing the paper crane in your pocket, its warmth a quiet comfort. Cato is gone, but his words echo in your mind. Her promise. They feel heavy, like stones sinking into a still pond. The valley below stretches wide mist, curling lazily over rolling hills. You stand, your legs steady, but your heart unsteady, as if the forest itself is pressing its secrets closer. The shamisen melody hums faintly, not from any one direction, but all around, woven into the air. You feel it guiding you, a thread pulling you forward. The path from the cliff winds downward, narrow and overgrown, leading into the valley's heart. You follow it, the crunch of leaves underfoot, blending with the distant call of a crow dot. As you descend, the air grows warmer, thick with the scent of earth and moss. The trees here are older, their trunks gnarled, roots twisting across the path like veins. You notice small offerings tied to their branches, strips of white cloth faded, talismans, and tiny bells that tinkle softly in the breeze. Each one feels like a marker, a sign that others have walked this way, though you see no one. The forest watches, its gaze gentle but unyielding, urging you deeper. Ahead, the path opens to a small village, or what's left of it. Wooden houses stand in disarray, their roofs sagging, some half claimed by vines. The silence is heavy, broken only by the creak of a loose shutter swaying in the wind. You step forward, your heart quickening. The village feels abandoned, yet not empty, as if the air holds memories of laughter, arguments, lives long faded. You wonder if this is the place Cato meant, the place where it happened. A flicker of movement catches your eye. At the village's center, near a well with a cracked stone rim, stands Hannah. Her kimono glows faintly in the dim light, the cherry blossom patterns shifting as if alive. She's facing away, her head bowed as if listening to something you can't. Here, you approach, your footsteps muffled on the mossy ground. "Hannah," you call softly, not wanting to startle her. She turns, her face serene, but her eyes sharp, like they see straight through you. "You found it," she says, her voice a quiet melody. "This place." She gestures to the village, her hand graceful but heavy with meaning. You look around, taking in the crumbling houses, the well, the faint outline of a Torii Gate at the village's edge, smaller than the one you crossed, but but no less striking. What is this place? You ask, your voice barely above a whisper. Hannah steps closer, her gaze softening. It was home, she says, and there's a tremor in her voice, a crack in her calm. Mine, his, ours. You know she means Kato, and the weight of their connection presses against you, a story you're only beginning to glimpse. What happened here? You ask, your fingers tightening around the paper crane in your pocket. She doesn't answer directly. Instead, she walks to the well, her fingers brushing its edge. Look, she says, nodding toward the water. You step closer, peering into the well's depths. The surface is still, reflecting your face, but as you stare, it shifts. Images flicker. A festival, lanterns glowing, people dancing under a night sky. You see Hannah, younger, laughing, her kimono bright. Beside her is Kato, his scar absent, his smile wide and unguarded. The scene fades, replaced by darkness, then fire, then silence. You pull back, your breath shallow. What was that? You ask, your voice trembling. Hannah's eyes meet yours, and for a moment you see her pain, raw and unguarded. A memory, she says, this village holds them all. She turns away, her shoulders tense. You've seen him, haven't you? Kato. You nod, unsure how much to say. He brought me to the cliff, you tell her. He said something happened here. A promise. Hannah's face changes, a flicker of hope mingling with sorrow. He remembers, she murmurs, almost. To herself, she looks at you, her gaze piercing. You're part of it now. You carry it. Carry what? You ask, frustration creeping into your voice. The paper crane hums faintly, warm against your skin. Hannah steps closer, her presence overwhelming yet gentle. The truth, she says, what we couldn't finish. You want to press her for more, to demand clarity, but her eyes hold you still, like a hand on your shoulder. She turns, pointing to the small Torii Gate at the village's edge. Go there, she says. It's waiting for you. You glance at the gate, its red lacquer faded, but still vibrant against the gray of the village. What's waiting? You ask, but Hannah is already moving, her form blending with the shadows of the houses. You'll know, she says, her voice fading. Trust the crane. You stand alone by the well, the air heavy with the weight of her words. The shamisen melody returns, softer now, urging you toward the gate. You walk the villages, silence pressing against you, the houses watching like silent sentinels. The Torii Gate looms closer, its presence both inviting and ominous. You feel the paper crane pulse, a heartbeat in your pocket, as if it knows what lies beyond. You pause at the gate, your hand resting on its weathered wood. The air hums, the forest beyond the gate darker, denser, as if it holds secrets too heavy for the light to touch. You think of Hannah's eyes, Kaito's scar, the flickering images in the well. You're not sure what you're stepping into, but you know you can't turn back. The crane's warmth steadies you, a quiet promise of its own. You step through the gate, the world shifting around you, the air cooler, the light dimmer. Your eyes grow heavy, the shamisen melody wrapping around you like a blanket. You sink to the ground, the soft earth catching you. Hannah's voice lingers, a whisper in the fading light. Sleep, she says. The truth is closer now. Your eyes close, the gate's shadow cool against your skin. You wake to the soft patter of rain, each drop a gentle tap against your skin. The air is cool, thick with the scent of wet earth and cedar. You're lying beneath a canopy of branches, their leaves shielding you from the worst of the drizzle. The small Torii Gate. You pass through stands nearby, its red lacquer glistening as if the rain has polished it anew. The paper crane in your pocket hums faintly, its warmth a quiet anchor in the misty dawn. You sit up, brushing damp leaves from your clothes, and feel the weight of the village behind you, its crumbling houses silent but watchful, the chemaisons. Melody is gone now, replaced by the rhythm of the rain and the distant croak of a frog. You stand, your eyes drawn to the path ahead, which winds into a bamboo grove. The stalks sway gently, their green tips brushing the sky, and the air feels charged like the moment before a secret is spoken. You take a step, then another, the crunch of gravel giving way to the soft thud of earth. The grove seems to welcome you, its shadows gentle, but there's a tension beneath it, a sense that you're being led somewhere you're meant to be dot. As you walk, the bamboo parts to reveal a clearing, and there, sitting on a flat stone, is Kato. His haori is damp, clinging to his shoulders, and his scar catches the faint light, sharper now in the gray morning. He's carving something with a small knife, his movements slow and deliberate. You approach, your footsteps muffled by the rain-soaked ground. He doesn't look up, but you know he senses you. You crossed the gate, he says, his voice low, carrying the same longing you heard before. Not everyone does. You stop a few steps away, the paper crane pulsing in your pocket. What is this place? You ask, glancing at the bamboo around you, its stalks whispering in the rain. Kato's hands pause, the knife glinting as he sets it down. A bridge, he says, finally meeting your eyes. His gaze is heavy, like he's seeing more than just you. Between what was and what might be. You frown, the words stirring something deep within you, a memory you can't quite grasp. Hannah said I'm part of it, you say, your voice quieter than you intend. Part of what? Kato's lips twitch, not quite a smile, but close. He holds up the object he's been carving, a small wooden fox, its eyes rough but expressive. This, he says, turning it in his hand. Her, me, you. You step closer, drawn to the fox's delicate form. It feels alive like the paper. Crane, as if it holds a piece of the forest's heart. Why me? You ask, echoing your question to Hannah. Kato's eyes soften, but there's a flicker of pain in them, raw and unguarded. Because you listened, he says, because you came. He stands, slipping the wooden fox into his sleeve, and gestures to the path beyond the clearing. Walk with me, he says, his tone gentle but firm. You hesitate, the rain cool against your face, but the crane's warmth urges you forward. You follow Kato, the bamboo closing around you like a curtain. The path narrows, the air growing heavier, scented with moss and something sweeter, like fading flowers. Kait. O speaks as you walk, his voice blending with the rain. This grove was hers, he says. Hannah's. She used to come here before. He trails off, his shoulders tensing. You want to ask what happened, but the weight in his voice stops you. Instead, you notice the path sloping downward, leading to a small pond, its surface rippling under the rain. At its edge stands a stone statue, weathered but graceful, shaped like a fox with a jewel in its mouth. Kato stops, his gaze fixed on the statue. She made a promise here, he says, his voice barely audible over the rain, to protect this place. to protect me. His words hang in the air, heavy with regret. You feel the paper crane pulse, its hum matching the rhythm of the rain. What happened to her? You ask. Your heart pounding. Kaito turns to you, his scars dark against his pale skin. She tried, he says simply, but the words carry a story too heavy to tell in one breath. He kneels by the pond, his fingers brushing the water, and you see it again, a flicker of images like the ones in the well. Hana, standing by this pond, her kimono bright, her hands clasped with Kato's. Laughter, then tears, then fire. The images fade, leaving you breathless. You kneel beside him, the rain soaking your clothes. What does this have to do with me? You ask, your voice trembling. Kato's eyes meet yours, and for a moment you see not just him, but the weight of years, of promises kept and broken. You're here to finish it, he says, the promise she couldn't keep. Before you can ask more, a rustle in the bamboo makes you turn. Hana steps into the clearing, her kimono untouched by the rain, her eyes locked on Kaito. You told her, she says, her voice soft but sharp, like a blade hidden in silk. Kaito stands, his expression unreadable. She deserves to know, he says. Hana's gaze shifts to you, and you feel it again. The pull, the sense that you're part of something larger, something that binds them to you. Hana steps closer, her presence overwhelming. The pond holds the rest, she says, nodding to the water. Look, if you're ready. You glance at the pond, its surface shimmering, and feel the crane's hum grow stronger. You want to look, to understand, but the weight of their eyes, their pain, makes you hesitate. The rain slows, the air growing still, as if the grove itself is waiting for your choice. Hana's voice softens, almost a whisper. Rest now, she says, and you feel your eyelids grow heavy, the pond's ripples blurring at the edges. The truth will wait. You sink to the ground, the bamboo's shadows cool against your skin. Kato's voice follows you, low and steady. Sleep, he says. You're almost there? Your eyes close, the rain's soft patter fading into silence. You wake to the gentle ripple of water, the sound pulling you from a dream you can't quite recall. The air is crisp, scented with damp moss and the faint sweetness of fading blossoms. You're lying by the pond, the stone fox statue looming nearby, its jewel glinting faintly in the twilight. The rain has stopped, leaving the bamboo grove glistening, each stalk reflecting the soft purple light of dusk. The paper crane in your pocket hums, its warmth spreading through you like a quiet promise. You sit up, your clothes still damp, and feel the weight of Hana and Kato's words pressing against your thoughts. The grove is silent, save for the pond's ripples and the occasional rustle of leaves. You stand, your eyes drawn to the water's surface where Hana told you to look. The pond seems deeper now, its depths hiding something you're not sure you're ready to see. You step closer, the crane's hum growing stronger, urging you forward. The air feels heavy, like it's holding its breath, waiting for you to act. You kneel, your reflection wavering in the water, and for a moment you see not just yourself, but a flicker of Hana's face, her eyes wide and pleading. You lean closer, the water's surface rippling as if touched by an unseen hand. Images form, clearer than before. A festival in the village, lanterns glowing red and gold, laughter filling the air. Hana is there, her kimono vibrant, her smile bright as she dances with Kato, His hand holds hers, his face free of the scar. You know now. They move together, the crowd blurring around them, their joy a fragile, perfect thing. But then the images shift south, flames licking the edges of wooden houses, Hana's hand slipping from Kaido's as she runs toward the grove. You pull back, your heart pounding. The crane pulses, its warmth grounding you as the images fade. You understand now, the promise, the fire, the village's ruin. But there's more, something the pond hasn't shown you, something tied to you. You stand, the grove's silence pressing closer, and notice a faint glow at the pond's edge. A small lantern, not there before, flickers to life, its light casting shadows that dance across the bamboo. Footsteps crunch behind you, soft but deliberate. You turn to see Kato, his houri dark against the twilight, his scar stark in the lantern's glow. You looked, he says, his voice low, carrying a mix of relief and sorrow. He steps closer, his eyes searching yours. What did you see? You hesitate, the images still vivid, their weight heavy on your tongue. The festival, you say, the fire, you and Hana. Kato nods, his expression unreadable. It was a long time ago, he says, his voice barely above a whisper. He kneels by the pond, his fingers brushing the water, sending ripples across its surface. She made a vow here to the fox spirit. He gestures to the statue, its stone eyes gleaming. To protect the village, to protect me. His voice cracks just slightly, and you feel the ache of his words, the loss woven in to see. Then, why didn't she? You ask, your voice soft, afraid to break the moment. Kato's gaze drops to the water, his reflection fragmented by the ripples. She tried, he says, but some promises are too heavy, even for her. He looks at you, his eyes sharp now, like he's seeing something new. That's why you're here. You feel the crane pulse again, its hum a steady rhythm in your pocket. To finish it, you say, echoing his words from the cliff. Kaito nods, standing, his movements slow, deliberate. The fox spirit chose you, he says. The crane, the dreams, this place, they're all part of it. You want to ask what it means, what you're supposed to do, but the weight of his gaze stops you. There's trust there, fragile but real, and it makes your chest tighten. He turns, pointing to a path leading out of the grove, deeper into the forest. There's a shrine beyond the bamboo, he says, smaller than the others, hidden. That's where you'll find her. You know he means Hana, and the thought of seeing her again sends a shiver through you, not of fear, but of something deeper, like stepping toward a truth you've always known, but never faced. You follow Kaito, the lantern's light fading behind. You as the bamboo closes in. The path is narrow, the air thick with the scent of earth and leaves. Kaito walks ahead, his silhouette blending with the shadows, but his presence is steady, grounding. You notice small signs along the path, a stone etched with a fox's face, a ribbon tied to a branch, its red faded to pink. Each feels like a marker, a guide to something waiting. The path opens to a tiny shrine, barely more than a wooden box nestled between two ancient cedars. Its roof is moss-covered, its edges worn, but there's a warmth to it, like a heartbeat you can almost hear. Hana stands before it, her kimono glowing faintly, her hair spilling over her shoulders. She turns as you approach, her eyes locking onto yours, and you feel it again. The pull, the sense that you're part of her story. You saw, she says, her voice soft but heavy with meaning. The pond showed you. You nod, the images of the festival and fires still vivid. What do I do now? You ask, your voice trembling slightly. Hannah steps closer, her presence overwhelming, yet gentle. You carry it, she says, echoing. Her words from the village, the promise, the spirit, the truth. She gestures to the shrine, and you notice a small offering tray, empty but for a single cherry blossom petal, its edges curling. Leave the crane, she says. You hesitate, your hand closing around the paper crane in your pocket. It's been with you since the first shrine, its warmth a constant companion. But Hannah's eyes hold you, steady and sure, and you know this is what you're meant to do. You place the crane on the tray, its glow fading as it touches the wood. The air shifts, lighter now, and the shrine seems to hum, a soft vibration you feel in your bones. Hannah smiles, a real smile this time, free of sorrow. Thank you, she whispers, and the words wrap around you like a lullaby. Your eyelids grow heavy, the cedar's shadows cool against your skin. Cato's voice joins Hannah's, soft and distant. Rest now, he says. You've done enough for tonight. You sink to the ground, the shrine's warmth lingering. As the world fades, Hannah's voice follows you, a gentle whisper. Sleep, she says. The spirit is with you. Your eyes close, the forest's quiet wrapping around you like a blanket. You wake to the soft rustle of leaves, the air cool and scented with cedar and distant smoke. The shrine where you left the paper crane stands before you, its mossy roof glistening faintly in the starlight. The cherry blossom petal on the offering tray is gone, and the absence feels like a quiet shift, as if the forest itself has exhaled. You stand, your body light but your heart heavy with the weight of Hannah's words. You carry it. The promise, the spirit, the truth, they linger in your thoughts, tugging you forward like an unseen thread. The path beyond the shrine is barely visible, a faint line weaving through towering cedars. The night is deep, the stars piercing through gaps in the canopy, their light sharp but distant. You feel the forest's gaze, not watching now but guiding, urging you deeper. Your footsteps are soft on the needle-strewn ground, each one echoing the rhythm of your pulse. The shimaisen's melody returns, faint and mournful, drifting through the trees like a memory you can't quite grasp. As you walk, the air grows warmer, carrying the faint glow of lanterns ahead. They bob gently, floating as if untethered, leading you to a clearing where the cedars part. A festival unfolds before you, but it's not like the one you saw in the pond's reflections. This one is quieter, ethereal, the lanterns casting a golden haze over figures that move like shadows. They wear kimonos, their faces blurred, their laughter soft and fleeting. You pause, your breath catching, unsure if this is real or a dream woven by the forest. Hannah appears at your side, her kimono shimmering, the cherry blossom patterns alive in the lantern light. She doesn't speak, but her presence is steady, grounding you in this strange place. What is this? You ask, your voice hushed, afraid to break the fragile beauty of the scene. She tilts her head, her eyes reflecting the lantern's glow. A memory, she says softly, not mine, not his, but the forest's. It holds what we've lost. You follow her gaze to the center of the clearing, where a single figure stands apart from the others. It's Cato, his houri dark, his scar catching the light. He's watching the dancers, his expression a mix of longing and resolve. You feel the pull again, stronger now, urging you toward him. Hannah touches your arm, her fingers cool but gentle. Go to him, she says. He's waiting. You step forward, the lantern's light warm against your skin. The dancers part, their forms fading like mist as you approach Cato. He turns, his eyes meeting yours, and for a moment you see not just him, but the boy from the pond's vision, unscarred and full of hope. You left the crane, he says, his voice low, carrying a weight you can't yet name. You nod, your hand brushing the empty space in your pocket where the crane once rested. What happens now? You ask, the festival's glow blurring at the edges of your vision. Cato steps closer, his presence steady but heavy with unspoken truths. The spirit accepted it, he says, your offering. It's why you're here. He gestures to the clearing, the lanterns, the dancers who seem to fade in and out of existence. This is the last of it, the village as it was. You glance. Around, the laughter of the dancers now a faint echo, the lanterns dimming. The last, you ask, your heart tightening? Cato nods, his scar stark in the fading light. The fire took it, he says. Hannah tried to stop it, to keep her promise to the fox spirit. But it wasn't enough. His voice softens, almost breaking. She stayed for me. You feel the weight of his words, the love and loss woven into them. And me? You ask, your voice trembling. Why am I here? Cato's eyes soften, and for the first time, you see a flicker of hope in them. Because you can carry what we couldn't, he says. The Spirit chose you to finish it. Before you can ask more, Hannah joins you, her presence like a cool breeze. She stands beside Cato, their silhouettes blending in the lantern light, and you feel the connection between them, a bond that time and fire couldn't break. The forest is letting go, she says, her voice gentle but firm, but it needs you to release it. You look between them, the weight of their words settling over you. The dancers are gone now, the lanterns flickering out one by one. The clearing feels smaller, the cedars closing in, their branches whispering secrets you're almost ready to hear. How? You ask, your voice barely above a whisper. Hannah reaches out, her hand hovering over yours. Speak to the spirit, she says. At the heart of the forest where the first Torii Gate stands. You remember the gate, its red lacquer gleaming under the moon, the moment you crossed into this world. You'll know what to say, Cato adds, his voice steady now, like he believes in you more than you believe in yourself. The air grows heavy, the last lantern winking out, leaving only starlight. Hannah and Cato step back, their forms fading into the shadows of the cedars. Go, Hannah whispers, her voice a lullaby. The path will lead you. You want to protest, to hold on to them, but your eyelids droop, the forests hum, wrapping around you like a blanket. You sink to the ground, the clearing soft earth catching you. The shamisen melody returns, slow and mournful, guiding you into the dark. Cato's voice lingers, a quiet anchor. Sleep now, he says. The heart is close. Your eyes close, the cedars' whispers fading into silence, the promise of the Torii Gate waiting in the stillness. You wake to the faint glow of moonlight, its silver light filtering through the cedar canopy above. The air is cool, carrying the scent of damp earth and the distant memory of cherry blossoms. You're lying on a bed of soft needles, the clearing from the festival gone, replaced by a quiet grove that feels both familiar and new. The shamisen melody hums faintly, a thread woven into the night, guiding you back to the path. Your heart beats steadily, but there's a weight in your chest, a sense that you're nearing the end of something you've only begun to understand. You stand, brushing needles from your clothes, and notice the path ahead, winding toward a faint red glow in the distance. The first Torii Gate, the one you crossed when this began, calls to you, its presence like a heartbeat in the forest. You feel Hana and Kato's words lingering. Speak to the spirit. You'll know what to say. The thought stirs both certainty and doubt, but the path feels right, like it's been waiting for you all along. You step forward, the ground soft beneath your feet, the moonlight painting shadows that dance like whispers. The forest grows denser as you walk, the cedars taller, their branches weaving a roof that blocks most of the sky. Small signs mark your way, a stoned fox half hidden by moss, a ribbon fluttering on a low branch, its red faded but vibrant in the moonlight. Each feels like a breadcrumb, leading you back to where it all began. The air hums not with sound but with feeling, as if the forest is alive, its spirit brushing against your skin. The Torii Gate appears ahead, its red lacquer gleaming, untouched by time. It stands alone, no village or shrine nearby, just the gate and the endless forest. You pause, your breath catching, the weight of the moment settling over you. The gate feels alive, its presence both welcoming and solemn, like a guardian waiting for your voice. You step closer, your hand brushing its smooth wood, and feel a warmth spread through you, steady and sure. Hana said to speak to you. You say, your voice soft but clear in the quiet night. The words feel right, though you're not sure. Why? I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but I'm here. The gate hums, a faint vibration under your fingers, and the air shifts cooler now, carrying the scent of incense. You close your eyes, letting the forest's presence guide you, and words come, unbidden but true. I saw the village, you continue, your voice steadying. The festival, the fire, the promise Hana made, Kato's pain, her love. I carried the crane, left it at the shrine, and now I'm here. The gate's hum grows stronger, the moonlight brighter, as if the spirit is listening. I don't know why you chose me, you say, your heart open raw, but I want to help. I want to finish what they couldn't. The air stills, the shamisen melody fading into silence. You open your eyes, and for a moment you see her, not Hana, but something else, a figure made of light and shadow, shaped like a fox with eyes like stars. It stands beyond the gate, its presence vast, yet gentle, filling you with a warmth that feels like home. You've carried their story, it says, its voice a whisper that echoes in your bones. Now give it back to me. You don't know how, but you understand. You reach into your heart, where the images of the festival, the fire, Hana's laughter, and Kato's scar lev. You let them go, not with words but with feeling, offering them to the spirit like a gift. The gate hums louder, the moonlight pulsing, and you feel a lightness, as if a weight you didn't know you carried has lifted. The fox spirit steps closer, its form shimmering. They are free, it says, and you know it means Hana and Kato. Their promise fulfilled through you. You want to ask more to understand the spirit's nature, but its eyes hold you, kind but firm. Rest now, it says, its voice a lullaby. You've done what was needed. You sink to the ground, the gate's shadow cool against your skin. The forest feels different now, lighter, as if it's exhaled a long-held breath. The fox spirit fades, its light blending with the moonlight, and you feel Hana and Kaito's presence, faint but warm, like a goodbye. Your eyelids grow heavy, the gates hum, wrapping around you like a blanket. Sleep. The spirit's voice whispers, soft and final. You close your eyes, the forest's quiet cradling you, the Torii Gate standing sentinel as the world fades into stillness. You wake to the gentle rustle of wind, the air soft and scented with cedar and fading incense. The Torii Gate stands before you, its red lacquer glowing faintly under a sky dusted with stars. The forest is quiet, its hum gone, replaced by a stillness that feels like the end of a long breath. You sit up, the ground cool beneath you, and feel a lightness in your chest, as if the weight of Hana and Kaito's story has lifted, leaving only echoes. Your hand brushes your pocket, empty now without the paper crane, but its warmth lingers in your memory, a quiet reminder of what you've carried. The path back to the village stretches before you, illuminated by moonlight, its gravel smooth and inviting. You stand, your steps steady, and begin to walk, the gate's presence fading behind you. The cedars part, their branches no longer pressing close, as if the forest has opened itself to let you go. You feel their story, Hana's promise, Kaito's pain, the fox spirit's gentle voice woven into you, not as a burden, but as a gift, something to carry lightly, like a melody you'll hum in quiet moments. The village appears ahead, its crumbling houses softer now, bathed in silver light. The well at its center reflects the stars, its water still, no longer showing visions of fire or festivals. You pause, your fingers brushing the stone rim, and feel a warmth as if the village itself is thanking you. The small Torii Gate at the village's edge stands open, its red lacquer catching the moonlight, a final marker of the boundary you crossed so long ago. You step through, the air shifting, lighter now, carrying the faint scent of cherry blossoms. The path beyond leads to the first Torii Gate, the one that began it all, its red frame gleaming under the stars. You feel a pull, not to stay, but to return, to carry what you've learned back to the world you left behind. The shamizens. Melody hums one last time, so faint it might be your imagination. A goodbye woven into the night. As you walk, you see them, Hana and Kaito, standing at the path's edge, their forms soft, almost translucent, like lanterns fading at dawn. Hana's kimono glows with cherry blossom patterns, her smile free of sorrow. Kaito stands beside her, his scar faint now, his eyes warm with something like peace. They don't speak, but their presence is enough, a silent thank you for what you've done. You nod, your heart full, and they fade into the trees, their silhouettes blending with the starlight. The Torii Gate looms closer, its presence steady, no longer a mystery but a friend. You pause before it, your hand resting on its smooth wood, and feel the forest's heartbeat.